Thank you for the one night of passion. You're a disgusting human being. Never call me again.
Women.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to ReddX. Trace amounts of science. Today we're getting into dating hell. I dug up some really weird and interesting ones. Who doesn't love a first date, especially a spectacularly failed one at that? So let's check it out, see what we got today. Thanks so much for being here, as always. Our first story titled, TLDR, dude read me a harassment report filed against him for our first date, which is probably not the thing you want to do. But I don't know, maybe he's angling for something weird, some strategy I've never seen before. OP says, I met this dude on Hinge, and he seemed nice enough, so I decided to meet up with him and see where it went. He was attractive, but the minute he opened his mouth, it just started going downhill. So you can be super attractive on the outside, just bomb it because you're a shit person, really. He started by telling me how his family's in and out of prison for drugs, and his mom and dad want nothing to do with him. It was a little heavy for a first date, but I don't have the most functional family, so I can empathize. Yeah, I guess I empathize too, but not on a first fucking date. Like, this is all the baggage that you're supposed to keep buried deep down inside yourself. Unpack it after 5 years and be like, oh, everything is a trauma response. Then he starts telling me about his time in the Marine Corps. Oh yeah, Marines are kind of fucked up, that's true. I loved all the Marines that I met, you know? Like being in the Navy and shit, but they are crazy. They're nuts. He had been married, but they got divorced. And then he told me his wife left him for another man and called her a whore. I mean, he got on a boat for 6 months and she got lonely. We've heard this story 1,000 times, okay? She was probably sort of a whore. Base bunny? Is that what you call him? But then he sheepishly mentioned that he also cheated on her a lot. Okay. Well, tit for tat, I guess. Okay, so she's a whore, but you're not for screwing around? Are you sure she left you? Or did she just get tired of your cheating? I didn't think that this was a good sign. Yeah, already we know there's not going to be any second date. Let's just finish this one out as best we can, I guess. So after they get divorced, he tells me how he had 2 NJPs, which are non-judicial punishments, one for assault and one for harassment. He tells me he did punch a dude, but he had no idea why he was accused of harassment. He then pulled the report up on his phone. I don't know why the fuck he had it saved on his phone. And he starts reading the report to me. I'm just mortified at this point. I'm ready to leave, but I play it cool. How? How did you possibly play it cool after this point? I'm so done already. Let me tell you that much. I can't fucking do it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. Here's half the check. That's the best I can do for you. Good luck in life. Holy God. So yeah, finally, they do manage to leave. And OP says when I get home, he texts me and asks if I'm not interested. Probably picking up on my body language. I decided to be honest and told him that, yeah, I was not interested. He started getting mad and complained about having to pay for the date. I drove an hour to see him, so I don't really feel all that sorry for him. Then he got angrier when I didn't respond and told me that I was a slut who was only interested in hooking up, which, yeah, didn't make sense, but okay. Classic nice guy maneuvers, eh? Worst dates of my life. Honestly, it's a pretty good... But I think you should feel lucky. You probably got off pretty lucky that that's the worst date ever. But yeah, he's definitely unhinged. Got some stuff going on in his personal life. He's like, I have a lot of childhood trauma. And I'm like, okay, but that's not really a personality trait, you know? Have we not evolved past that point in the, 2+, maybe 3+ decades since then? Could we? Just as a favor. I don't know. A lot of people do seem to do that, victimize themselves because we're currently living in a culture where that's a good thing. If you're the bottom of the barrel, then everybody has to have sympathy and feel bad for you. And it's like this thing that's become lauded, which it is sort of turning around culturally. But I guess that's neither here nor there. This dude fucking needs to grow up, pull himself together, realize that nobody cares about your broken-ass family. We all had a broken-ass family. We don't we don't feel the need to roll it out on first dates, okay? It's not interesting. Nobody knows how to respond to it. Yeah, just really a weird way to go, okay? You're super weird. Let's see how the Gubbinses feel about it, I suppose.
Gubbins confused. He tell her about assault and sexual harassment on first date. This called impressing woman. Where he from? Gubbins think this man used Tinder profile picture from 1985. Hair not like that anymore. Waistline not like that anymore. Report probably from 1985 too. Woman dodged bullet. Gubbins need moment.
Yeah, take a moment, Gubbins. It's fine.
He carries his sexual harassment report like a shield, a talisman against future accountability. He will die bitter, surrounded by cats, convinced he was the real victim, Dark Gubbins.
Oh, damn. Strong performances all, but I don't know. Using the report like a shield, a talisman against future accountability. I think that's Dark Gubbins all the way. Sorry, little buddy. One for the dark one, but we got a few more stories to go, so don't worry about it too hard. Let's go ahead and move on into the next. This story titled TLDR, Barnes & Noble, a python, and an excessive amount of body hair. Honestly, what do you imagine when you imagine? I'm not surprised by any of those three things being grouped together. It certainly paints a picture. A female popped in my head. First thing, you know, she's got a beret and a pencil skirt, you know, and armpit hair because patriarchy's terrible and stuff. But it could also be a man who has a beret and armpit hair because he dislikes the patriarchy. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. It could go either way. He says, I'm a 26-year-old gal, 25 when this went down. It was earlier this year and I was trying out online dating for the very first time, just to see what was out there. Yeah, fucking nothing much. For whatever reason, Bumble was my first foray into the online dating world. I should also note that I am naive as shit. I like to rephrase this as hopeless optimism, but I mean, really, it is just being naive. I mean, hope floats, you know? It could pull you through your darkest days and shit like that. But yeah, some things you just inherently shouldn't be hopeful for, and online dating's one of them. Brace yourself for like a ton of failure. And then maybe, eventually, maybe you find the one. I don't know. Seems to me like there's a lot of just like the same few thousand people swimming around on dating apps forever because they're horrible and undateable and don't want to work on themselves. But I don't know. I too cross my fingers that they'll be able to turn it around. Maybe someday. Anyway, I started talking with a guy and he seemed really genuine and kind. He only had a couple of pics and a cute face, but he was always wearing a hat. Now, I know it means the guy is balding or bald, but hey, I admitted I was naive. We talked on the phone, audio only, for over an hour, ended up doing a little phone stuff, and I was excited to meet up. I was surprised I found someone that I wanted to meet so quickly. So, 3 days later, he shows up to pick me up, and I meet him outside my apartment. Dumb, I know, showing him where I lived. He ended up being shorter than I am, and at 5'4", that is uncommon. He also had a belly and was wearing a hat despite it not even being cold. Yeah, you know what that part means. We've addressed it. So he's a short, fat, bald guy. What's he like as a human being? Like, does that part even matter to you? Or is it just like automatically a horrible date because he's short and fat and bald? Because one would really just make you a shallow bitch. Which is fine if you accept that about yourself. I'm pretty shallow myself, but generally, like, try and give people a chance. Fucking human connection, you know? Whatever. LP says, and he had lots of facial hair that was in none of his photos, including those that he supposedly took of himself the previous day. Yeah, it grows really fast. But I was like, yeah, okay, you aren't perfect either, OP. It's gonna be fine. Moving on. See, I guess that's big of you. You could have just been like, no, and walked back in your apartment. That would have been hilarious. Really cold, but like fucking hilarious. So where does he take me on this first date? The frickin' mall. Nobody's in there. The mall is empty. Unless you're in the Philippines. The mall is packed in the Philippines, but fucking US, we went to the mall. I was like, dude, it's a ghost town here. What the fuck happened? I remember being like 13, early 2000s, fucking cruising around the mall thinking I was hot shit. Now it's all over. It's all dead and gone, and we need to bury it now, and that makes me a little sad. Anyway, what was I saying? OP's talking about going to the mall as a grown-ass woman, yeah. Not only did he take me to the mall, he took me to Barnes & Noble. Now, don't get me wrong. I did admit to loving to read.
Oh, me too. I adore to read.
But I said a lot of other things, too. Okay, but this is the free one. If you can't have like a fun adventure for free on a first date, then I'm not interested. You know, you've got your priorities set in the wrong place. I'm still not seeing anything all that terrible about this date. But also, he hasn't really started talking yet, has he? OP says, I'm trying my best to be open-minded. Just going through the sci-fi section and finding all my favorites and showing them to him. Trying to use this as a way to connect. It was actually kind of fun for a bit, but after like half an hour, yeah, it is kind of weird. What else am I supposed to do? Get a coffee? Sit there and read a book? Well, I guess if you're on a date, it's not really great to read a book. That's like even worse than watching a movie. But maybe buy some books. Then you got something to carry around. Look, I overpaid for these books. Nobody in the mall. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody cares that you have the books. It's good that you didn't buy the books. I keep trying to make hints like, let's go see a movie, let's walk around the mall, etc., etc., and he just keeps going through books, like actually reading chapters. Fucking, that is funny. I considered how terrible of an idea that would be. He's trying to make a human connection but doesn't know how. He wants somebody that is able to sit and read next to him in silence. And if that's the case, just buy a Best Buddy Gubbins pillow from the ReddX Fourth Wall shop. He'll be right there, probably talk back to you sometimes, maybe, if you take enough Adderall. And anyway, yeah, reading chapters, and eventually after 2 hours, finally he's like, let's go for a walk. Yeah, I guess. Fucking 2 hours out of my day. Did you read some books too, OP? Or do you not actually like reading? Like you just said that thing because you think it makes you sound smart, but you don't actually read anything?
Because a book, I always say, can be about anything.
Whatever. Yeah, go for a walk. We walk, and he's like, oh, I need to get my grandma a candle. That's kind of nice. So we spend 45 minutes in Yankee Candle while he basically runs an errand. Was he trying to impress me by showing he liked things that smell good, or that he was nice to his grandma? Unknown. I mean, yeah, both of those things are good qualities in a human being, I would say. If he plotted it out, then it's kind of weird, but who doesn't enjoy Yankee Candle? You get to go on all sorts of different smell adventures. I don't know, to me this date really does just seem fucking dead in the water. I don't know anything about this guy except he's short, fat, and bald. Neither does OP, and she already decided that she's not going to have a good time on this date. If he were taller and better looking and more fit, would you have had a good time going to Barnes & Noble and Yankee Candle? Probably. That seems like something I would do. Fucking cruise around, why not? But she's just determined for this whole thing to fail. So why even bother with it in the first place, would be my question to you. That I guess I'll go on the date, and you don't want to be on it. You tuned out immediately. But yeah, I guess he does know where you live, so gotta kind of try and end it cordially, even if it costs you 5 hours out of your day. It's rough. It's pretty fucking rough. Then he's like, oh, I'm hungry. I think we need dinner. Clearly, he hadn't thought it through. Well, isn't it nice of him to offer up for dinner? Isn't it? Are you not hungry as well? Did you guys really not eat anything sitting there for 2 hours in a Barnes & Noble? Like have a coffee or something? Jesus. Yeah, OP says, I kind of just want to go home at this point, but I figure maybe he was just nervous at the beginning and things will get better once we aren't in public. Barnes & Noble's public? So I look for a place for us to go, and of course I end up ordering some Thai peanut noodles that end up being about 45% raw onion. Send it back. What? OP just like gets things and wants to complain about them, but doesn't want to complain out loud. You want to complain in a Reddit story after the fact. Cut that shit out. Call the waiter back over and be like, do you see how much onion is in this? I will pay you the amount that is on the menu if you eat this. It's fucking disgusting. I wouldn't feed that to my dog!
Hey, Panini Head, are you listening to me?
OP says, no joke. Talk about bad breath. You have it within your power to change any of this at any time. Do you not realize that? So I'm kind of picking around the onions, and he won't let me waste the food and insists on packaging it up so I can take it home. Yay, my styrofoam box full of onions to remember our date.
This is weird. Whatever. Wanna make out?
It's probably an at metaphor, actually. He then says he wants to take me to a movie, and I agree because it's not a horrible date so far, but I realize that I don't want food in my car that whole time, so we have this weird gap of time between now and the movie and nothing to do, so I ask if we could swing back by my apartment since it's on the way, and he says sure, and asks to use my bathroom. So I call my roommate to warn her and bring him up. He goes to the bathroom, insults my cats, and ends up getting a 45-minute passive-aggressive argument with my roommate about cinema or something I had no interest in. And I eventually tuned it all out. Yeah, why'd you even let him in your house? This is beyond naivete, isn't it? Tell him to take a leak in an alley. I don't want you to come into my house, no offense. I'll watch a movie with you, but you ain't got bathroom privileges yet, alright? Anyway, OP says, who goes into someone's home and instead of trying to befriend their friend, antagonizes them about an esoteric topic that nobody cares about, no less? I tried so hard and so directly to get him out of there too. My roommate put up with so much, honestly. Like when I snuck an off-duty police officer into the apartment for a quickie and then told her later, "Oi, story for another time." See, the short bald guy, he can't get it, but police officer Chad could totally come over to the apartment and fucking run me through, and then he goes back to giving parking tickets or whatever the fuck. I know exactly what this is. Come on. Come on! He didn't stand a chance the entire time. We just in it for the free movie, the free dinner, taking the ride, you know. I wonder if she's gonna have to pay. Anyway, yeah, police officer flex, the sex flex out of the way. If you tell me that story, I bet it's gonna go completely differently. Now I'm kind of hooked in. I want to go look it up, but we'll see. Anyway, LP says the movie is good, and we even make out some during the movie. That's how it is? Just first dates? Fucking, you guys fucking no class. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Harlots and handholders indeed.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean's so boring. Stick your tongue in my onion hole. What the fuck? Weird. Just weird. OP says, I love those reclining fancy movie seats, man. Yeah. And making out with onion breath. Those two things are like in my top 2 things ever. At this point, I don't care what happened earlier. It was like sex goggles. I could tell he wanted me from the way he kissed me, and I figured, yeah, I might as well just do this. Oh, I'm clutching my pearls so hard right now. What the why do you make these choices? Honestly? Do you have no respect for yourself or others? Clearly not. So I say, let's go to your place, and he's shocked, but in a good way. And he warns me it might be a little messy. Understatement of the century. It's like a dirty hoarder's nest. Yeah, and still you're here. When you're on your back looking up at his water-stained, cracked ceiling that's not been maintained in 30 plus years since his grandma died, you're really gonna be wondering to yourself, like, what the fuck? What have I gotten myself into? What choices led me to this point? At least I hope you'll ask those questions because, yeah, we really need to turn the ship around on this. Just my personal opinion. If I was you, I would do this quite differently. So yeah, you're in the beard nest, are ya? He says, "Hey, I'm gonna change the sheets on the bed. Stay out here." Then you hear something shatter. It's the sheets because it's so stiff and horrible. And OP says, I just put on some music and I'm entertaining myself. He comes back and we start making out, and he turns out to be a fantastic lover. I think we did it that night for like 2 hours. 2 hours! Without breaks! Yeah, that sounds like chafing to me. Maybe I'm just too old, I don't know. Like, well, we can get it done in 20 minutes, can't we? Chop, chop, the red light's turning on in the back of the room. We're over time.
With the Wrap It Up box, things will come to an end at the perfect time, whenever you want them to.
OP says, yes, it's true. He lasted that long. And I'm supposed to be like, oh my god, you bitch. And OP says he had a pelt of body hair that I tried to ignore by closing my eyes for most of the act and imagining my ex's face, which is kind of messed up, I know. Yeah, you're sort of a messed up person, if I'm honest. Just from the outside looking in, I'm like, you got a lot of shit going on, don't you? Like, I basically hate this guy, but, well, whatever. We'll do it. Also, I hated every second, but he lasted 2 hours. It was so great. Like, fucking pick a lane. Anyway, OP says his back was so hairy and sweaty. Like, we would switch it up, and I would realize that even more of his body was covered in thick, dark hair. Ugh. Fuck you mean? You did it. His technique and his tackle were fabulous, on point. Yeah, I guess that's what really matters. You got the job done, you know? OP talks about her sweat. It was a total marathon. Amazing! And then he asks if I want to shower after I recover for a few, and I say, sure. I go into his bathroom, and there's body hair everywhere. Yeah, he tried to shave for you. He just missed a few spots. And like a beard trimmer exploded with hair confetti, and my mind was like, ew, ew, ew. And I tiptoe around all the hair and get in the shower, just hoping to rinse the sweat off, already planning on what to say in order to get out of there and call an Uber and go home in a nice way. Yeah, super nice. Thank you for the one night of passion. You're a disgusting human being. Never call me again.
Women.
They don't think it be like it is, but it do. Then he comes into the shower too, and in the full light of the bathroom, his hairy body is so much worse. Like, no self-respect is what it is. She's just like, he's disgusting. Therefore, he's what I deserve. This is what I deserve, Reddit. I mean, really, it wasn't, but it's what you've picked now. I can't help you out anymore. OP goes on to say that he pours soap on his big hairy tummy and literally used it like a body scrubber. He lathered up by rubbing his hairy body on mine, and I thought I was gonna puke. Again, pick a fucking I don't know, dude. There's probably some chicks out there that were totally into it. He learned this from his last girlfriend. She was really into big hairy dudes. Or little hairy dudes, I guess. Kind of giving troll vibes, you know? But this is a troll with like his own hoarder's den and a functional shower inside of it. So I don't know. Maybe just consider it. Opie says, I get done as fast as possible, pull my clothes on, and am waiting for the Uber in his room when I look up and realize that there's a giant 5-foot python staring at me from behind some moldy glass. Huge. Head around as big as my bicep. I realized slowly that I was so randy, although I didn't imbibe anything, that I did it for 2 hours with a hairy bald man probably 3 feet from a python the entire time without noticing. It was too much. It's a lot. I'll admit that. My brain at this point exploded, and I barely remember getting out of there. What I do vividly remember is finding his public hairs inside me for like the next 2 days. Oh boy. And you know, I re-showered and scrubbed every inch of myself when I got home later. Needless to say, so many lessons learned. Are you sure about that? I don't know if I'm believing you so much. I kind of want to take a crawl around this OP's profile too. Well, it looks like she didn't post much else, and I suppose that's just as well. You know, a little prelude to the police officer story. I can tell what's happening here already, but at least you threw the guy a bone, I guess. Like, I'm mystified as to why. You seem to hate it the entire way through, but yeah, I guess all it takes is Barnes & Noble and a movie sometimes. If your standards are super low. Clearly they are. Let's see what the Gubbinses think of this one. Oh, my poor, sweet, innocent Gubbinses. They can handle it. They'll be fine. What do you say, boys?
He read whole chapters on date. He not rude, he thrifty. Why buy book when you can memorize in store? That fiscal responsibility. And the shower. Oh, he used tummy hair as sponge. That's sustainable. He basically walking Brillo pad. He exfoliate you with his own DNA. That intimacy level 100. Most men buy flowers. This man offer free dermabrasion with his belly. And the snake, he just waiting for turn. Or maybe snake scared of hair too. Gubbins.
Oh god, that's too good. Okay, Dark One, go.
Using one's own accumulated body filth as a loofah is not a quirk. It is a manifesto of a man who has surrendered his humanity to the squalor he lives in. He will die in that nest, consumed by the very reptiles he keeps, leaving behind nothing but a legacy of clogged drains and traumatized women. Dark Gubbins.
I mean, Dark Gubbins ridiculously savage, but Gubbins. Yippee! Gubbins has to take that one. That one's worth 2 points to me. That shit was hilarious. Okay, so let's keep it cranking, I guess. We're all tied up. We should do one more at least. We'll see what we get. This story titled Stranded on Nightmare Island. Long. Good. I like a beefy tail. Nightmare Island sounds scary. Is it like Love Island? Except you gotta date like creeps and ghouls? Oh no! We'll see. TLDR. I met a dude over the summer who lived on an island and ended up being stranded on this island dealing with his crazy and jealous antics. I mean, is there anybody else on the island? Who are you jealous of? I don't understand. Opie says I ended up having to spend over $200 to get a hotel room to get away from this creep, blocked his number, and now he tries to contact me through PayPal. Yeah, I guess that's one way to go. Heads up, this is a long story. There's a lot more details than mentioned, but I'm trying not to write a novel here. Sorry for the length and some of the language used, but as I was writing, I got pissed off all over again. Also, I apologize for any typos or grammar mistakes. Thank you for reading, friends. Yeah, all of that in advance of the story. You're very welcome. Now, let's fucking get going, shall we? Me, 27 female. So my family lives in one of the states bordering the Great Lakes, and during the summer, my family and I like to go on my aunt's boat on little adventures. I like how you call them little adventures. I want to go on a little adventure. Seems really non-committal, but you still get a sense of whimsy and wonderment. I did go on a little adventure this weekend. Went fucking diving with a spear and a snorkel and fucking swum around, find a bunch of good rocks under the water. Like volcanic rocks, you know? Things that were fucking hot lava once. It was so cool. It felt so good. What a day off. Reconnecting with nature. All that to say, yes, I fucking love a little adventure. I get to go home same day. Anyway, we found a new excursion, which was a 45-ish minute boat ride to an island off the coast of one of the Great Lakes. The ride could be rather treacherous in their modestly sized center console, but it was a fun ride, and the spiked seltzers made it worthwhile. I want to say that this was our second time visiting the island. Well, then it's not an adventure anymore, is it? Once it becomes routine, it's not fun anymore. We gotta go find a new spot. That, or I have to double the amount of spiked seltzers. It was a very small, touristy place with lots of overpriced shops and bars. Think Key West without the tropical paradise vibes and slightly more tacky. Yeah, that sounds fucking awful. Why are we going here? Is this an adventure at all? No, it's not. An adventure is where there's no fucking other people. But whatever, to each their own, I guess. Fucking enjoy TGI Fridays, you know? Opie says, regardless of the ambiance, I very much enjoyed our trips, and spending time with my family made me happy no matter the place. Okay, but admit we could pick a better place than this, right? Like, we had to go here a second time. Did you miss out on a keychain the first time? You're like, oh, I gotta come back and save up the money for the Gumby keychain. You guys remember Gumby?
If you got a heart, then Gumby's a part of you.
I'm losing it. All right. Enough setup. Let's get to the story. Could we please? That would delight me. So we get to the second bar, a little tipsy and hungry. Please note, my uncle is designated driver. No drinking and boating, friends. I mean, what do you gonna crash into out on the water? A rock? Rock's not gonna call my insurance company. So I'm about 2 tequila drinks and a beer in by now, and I'm really feeling it. I'm fairly lightweight, but I know my limit. Yeah, I guess my limit's like 4, 5. I'll put away 6.
1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4.
I think I did 5 yesterday with the spearfishing and rock collecting and shit. How I feel about the rocks and how interesting they are to me and nobody else is exactly how OP is with like how many drinks she's had. I've had 2 Tutti Fruities and a Pink Lady and a Tequila Sunrise. Woo! Like, fuck it, who's keeping track? Who gives a shit? Okay, I get it. You're vibing. You're a little tipsy. Great. That's all you need to tell me. She's like, I'm a bad bitch. I drink tequila. Okay. Okay. Pack it in, please. For everybody's sake. So yeah, once we get to the entrance of the bar, there's a bouncer outside checking IDs. Now I was pretty tipsy and really thought that he was cute. Long story short, we talked for a minute, hit it off, and I gave him my phone number. From now on, we will be referring to him as D, which is Darren. We started texting nonstop. I came to find out that he lived on the island during the summer while he was working a couple jobs out there.
I know everybody on this island.
After a few weeks of texting, he asked me if I'd like to come and stay with him. Yeah, no, not really. Like, live at your fucking house? I think I'm good, dude. You don't have a job or anything, OP? You can just drop everything and be like, I'm gonna go just stay with this guy for like a few weeks. Wow, fucking good for you, I guess. Totally outside of my frame of reference. Probably for good reason, though. This is gonna have a bad ending. Anyway, OP says, me thinking we had a good connection? Agreed. Yeah, remember that time I met you at the bar and I was drunk and like we just talked for 5 minutes and I gave you my phone number? But I'll come live with you. I don't know how you expected this to go, honestly. Besides, I really needed a vacation. See, that's really what this is about. And a vacation from what, if I may ask? Are you just like, fucking, I don't know. Boating all the time and going to tourist traps is so exhausting. I want to live at the tourist trap for a little bit. Okay. Well, like you're dumber than you look. So we decided that I would stay for a few nights. Well, at least it's not a week or whatever. He told me that I could stay with him. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's probably gonna be really cool. It's a good idea. Go live at this stranger's house. He told me he lived in a house with some roommates. Okay, that kind of made me uncomfortable, but he assured me it was fine and he would get permission for me to stay there. Yeah, dude, I don't know about all this. Like one strange dude, but now you're dealing with 5. You don't know what the fuck could happen. You could get chopped up. Put in a boat and gone out to sea? No. No thanks. I'm not gonna do it because of the implication.
Girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
So the day comes for me to go out to the island, and I'm met with a decision. I can either take my car on the ferry or leave it at the parking lot on the mainland. Fearing parking on the island would be too expensive, I decided to leave my car on the mainland. It's a mistake right there. You don't have any escape plan now. What is this? I made the 2.5-hour drive to the harbor the next state over. I parked my car, then caught the ferry, which was about a 30-minute ride, and I was on my way. 3-hour trip was fucked up, man. No thanks.
For a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour.
I texted D, telling him that I'd be there shortly, and asked if he was going to be meeting me at the docks. He said, nah, just get a $5 taxi to the school. Okay. What school? He responded, I don't know the name of the school. It's the only school on the island. At this moment, I'm annoyed and a little skeptical, but I go with it and try to have an open mind. He doesn't give a single fuck. I don't know why this level of effort, but okay. Because he was a bouncer. I thought he was super cute when I was drunk. Now we spent 3 hours and... whatever. Okay, good luck. Good fucking luck, I guess. So, once the taxi drops me off at the school, I meet him. He's basically the same as I remembered, but meeting him at the school, I just remembered thinking that he was kind of off. Just the way he carried himself. It wasn't creepy, per se, but was for sure weird vibes. And you're not running away yet. We hug and start walking to his house, about a 1/4-mile walk from where we met at. On the way there, he says, "Hey, we gotta sneak you in. Not allowed to have girls stay the night." This vacation is everything I ever dreamed. It's all... Yeah, it's all it was cracked up to be. Congratulations, OP. Thought you was gonna get a free ride for real. OP says, excuse me. I'm immediately pissed off. I'm 27 years old. I'm not a child. I don't want to sneak anywhere. If I'm not allowed to be somewhere, then I'd rather not be there. So I say, really? Can't we just get a hotel then? I'm really not trying to have to sneak around everywhere. No, he says, it's too expensive. Yeah, that's his whole job. He works for 2 days a week in a bar, and he's broke, so he lives in a boarding house. What a catch. And he says, don't worry, it'll be fine. People do it all the time. And against my better judgment, I agree. I don't understand why. Why did you agree? Nobody's got money for a hotel? OP's like, I'm not fucking ponying up the money. I'm not going and driving 3 hours home either. Okay, fuck it, I guess. So we get to the house and sneak up to his room. And when I tell you this place is disgusting, I mean it's disgusting. Disgusting! It reeks. It's dirty AF. There were both live bugs and bug carcasses everywhere. He just swats them and leaves them there? Or did they die from the food that he's eating? I swear, that place hadn't seen a molecule of any cleaning solution in years. The first thing I thought was, if I get bit by a freaking brown recluse, I swear to God. Now, I wouldn't say like I'm stuck up or a clean freak, but I definitely like a clean space. He says, luckily though, his room wasn't too terrible, but then again, the carpet was brown, so who knows? Yeah, you don't want to get rug burns from that carpet. It's gonna get infected in no time. Once we get to his room, I try to strike up a conversation. I can immediately tell that he isn't paying any attention to me. I mean, you came all this way. Essentially, DoorDash sliz, you know? Like you haven't expected literally an ounce of anything. And all of a sudden you're like, now we have to get to know each other and talk. Why? You've already proven that like you'll take anything you can get. You really don't give a shit. So he's not listening. He's just waiting until the humper can start. OP says the lights are on, but there's nobody home. Are you talking about yourself or him? Probably both. Just make a bunch of dumb babies. Sort of inevitable. The March of Progress, they call it. All of a sudden, he kisses me. Oh, geez. All right, I go with it. I kid you not. He then says, so I haven't done it in like a really long time. Could we do it? In my head, I'm thinking, are you freaking kidding me, dude? I've known you for like 5 minutes in person, and you're asking me that? Trying to keep my composure and make an excuse and say, well, I'd like to get settled in first. Pretty hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat and then get a drink. And he says, okay, so we do. And we walk to a local bar. I wasn't having a terrible time, but I still remember feeling really uncomfortable about the whole situation. Yes, indeed. And we're still just hanging out, hoping that it doesn't go awfuler. I figured, while I'm here, I might as well make the best of it. Yeah, we're stranded anyways. What could possibly go wrong? The next day is when things start to take a turn for the worst. So we wake up and he has to go to work that day. He tells me I can leave to explore, but I have to sneak in and out. Bro, I'm going home. What the fuck is this? Yeah, great. Here we go with that bullshit again. So he leaves for work and I decide to explore the island a little bit. I decide that I'll stay gone all day so I don't have to go in and out. For brevity's sake, I'll skip the mundane parts of me exploring and get right to the first disastrous scene. I decide to hit up one of those pools with the swim-up bars. The whole place is filled with much older men, and, yeah, I already see this going south. I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm fairly good-looking and got a nice body that I work hard on and that I'm really proud of. Really? I just don't see a whole lot of self-respect or pride shining through. Yeah, that's good for you. Opie says, this gets me a lot of unwanted attention sometimes, but it comes with the territory. Humble brag over. Honestly, Opie, I know what it's like to be so fucking hot. Like, I'm tired of being this attractive. I wish somebody would just throw acid in my face so I could live like the rest of you. So I text him, and I tell him I'm at the pool and to meet me when he gets off work. He says, okay. And I still have a couple hours before he'll be able to come. To kill time, I strip down to my swimsuit, hop in the pool, and start ordering drinks. I gotten a few stares, but for the most part, everyone keeps their distance. It doesn't take long for that to change. The first old guy swims up next to me. We chit-chat for a little bit. I was being polite. He was actually decent. Didn't hit on me or be creepy, but then again, he had just started drinking, so I knew it would only be a matter of time. Yes, before he was so overcome by drunken horniness that he couldn't stay away from me, because I'm so hot in my swimsuit, everyone. Okay, we get it. Is this story about the guy? It's really about you, isn't it? That's the secret here. That's why it's long. I gotta explain to you guys just how hot I am in this swimsuit. Well, about 30 minutes in, I get up out of the pool and lay down on one of the beach chairs. A few more creepy guys come up to me and try to buy me a drink, and I decline. I text D and say, please hurry, creepy old guys are hitting on me and I'm sick of fending them off. When you're a female alone in this type of setting, you become a target. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that society's like that, but, you know, it kinda is, so grab a towel, vacate the situation. Are you trying to get them all churned up? Is that what's happening? You get two dudes fighting over you and you're just like, oh my god, I never expected this to happen. She loves it. I think fucking target is a harsh word too. Like, the dudes come up and shoot their shot. Hey, you're alone at the pool, looking good in the swimsuit. What's your name? And she's just like, not interested. And they're like, okay, is that so horrible? Or are you getting exhausted because you like entertain each one? You're like, yes, present what you have to offer for me. I, the bikini swimsuit lady. Hello, dude. I'm getting all sorts of fucking weird vibes from these OPs. Like, all of them today. I don't know what happened. I'm just gonna title the entire episode, Fatherless Behavior. Goodness gracious. So, OP does retreat. To escape from the creepy guys outside at the pool, I hop back into the pool. Oh, she doesn't retreat at all. She's just in the water again. This is the dumbest shit ever. I ordered drink number 3 or 4 and I'm feeling very tipsy. Yeah, be careful. You know what happens when OP gets tipsy? She'll fucking give her number to a bouncer and then just like disappear for a weekend with like nobody knows where she is. She could be chopped up and put in buckets. But probably it's gonna go fine though. This is when the ultimate creepy guy swims up and sits next to me. He's probably about 45, overweight, and balding. Yeah, that's what made him the creepiest of the creepy guys. Nothing what he said, just how he looked. I immediately know he's a terrible person inside. He doesn't look like me. He's not hot, so how could he be a good person? Duh. Holy shit. OP does note that this man is very, very intoxicated. Again, I try to be polite. He goes into this big rant about the one that got away, damn near crying on my shoulder, and I'm just like, take me out of my misery. Why are you even being polite? Just not interested. No thank you. Leave me alone, please. I'm waiting for somebody. They fucking hassle you about it. You tell the resort staff the dude gets kicked out. It's like, it really is that easy. OP says, I have a really bad social anxiety and I hate being rude to people, no matter how creepy they're being to me. It's not about being rude. It's about that self-respect thing we talked about earlier. Just like, I don't owe you my time or attention. Why are you here? I'm trying to enjoy myself. Go away. Like, if you speak that fucking directly, people will respond every time. They know you mean it. It really is that simple. Just say the thing. Go ahead. Anyway, OP says, I'm not one for confrontation, and I always try to be polite. My parents instilled this fear of my elders into me, kind of the don't speak out of turn type of mindset. Basically, I'm in hell.
That's a clean burning hell, I tell you what.
Yes, a hell of your own making. Don't fucking blame anybody else for that. It was my parents that, no, well, the fear of the elders thing, it's good when you're young, you know? But once the 55-year-old men are out there, like, trying to actually stick it in you, maybe we do need to draw a line in the sand a little more harshly, you know? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just spitballing here, but seems like it would solve a lot of problems. Anyway, finally, OP says, I see Darren out of the corner of my eye. Thanks, sweet baby Jesus, I'm saved, right? Nope. I look toward his direction. He's sitting at the side of the pool. I tilt my head at the creepy old dude while mouthing the word, help. I was hoping that Darren would swim up and help take me out of the situation. Yeah, no such luck. Darren didn't come to save me. He threw a rock at me. And that's not like a huge red flag to you. Like, oh, physical maltreatment. I probably should evacuate myself from this situation. The red flags are mounting, dude. Like, for both of you guys. Everybody involved. OP says, I wish I was joking. I'm livid at this point. It takes me another 5 minutes to get away from the creepy man, and I go to get out of the pool. I could have used a little help there, I whispered in a curt tone, and Darren says, I'm not about to interrupt. You look like you were enjoying that old dude. Maybe you should go home with him. Yeah, I mean, probably he has his own house at least. Just really fucking burn him. OP says, excuse me. I go off on him, and he gives a half-assed apology. A couple minutes later, when we're settled in, having a drink at the pool, he continues to dunk me under the water and splash my face repeatedly in a very aggressive manner. I can't believe it, dude. A couple minutes later, you thought the physical maltreatment thing, we could just sweep that under the rug. The rock thing, it's a funny joke. He said he was sorry, kind of. I guess hindsight's 20/20, but like, also, what? Come on! OP says, maybe he was trying to take the jealousy from the previous situation out on me. I don't know for certain, but it pissed me off to a whole new level. I kept my composure. I was so friggin' pissed and fuming at this point. Why I didn't leave the island right then and there is a mystery to me because it gets worse. So much worse. Jesus. How could it possibly? You can't be serious.
not true. That's impossible!
So it's the next day. Oh my god! You slept next to him? Oh, you... Daredevil, dude. What the fuck? You almost got smothered with a pillow in the middle of the night. He was standing over you for like 25 minutes just trying to convince himself to do it, but he didn't do it. But also, OP has one more night there. Could be the last night on Earth forever. We don't know, except for the fact that the post exists, I guess. She made it out fine. Lessons learned, self-betterment, and whatnot. So yeah, one more night there. The whole day I'm contemplating whether or not I should just leave. 3 days you spent fucking contemplating. Have you not figured it out yet? Now, I should note, the ferry to the mainland stops at 8 p.m., so I had to make my decision by then. Seems like a pretty easy decision, OP. I don't know what to tell you. Can you guess what decision I made? I bet you can. She stayed. She's going down the path of least resistance, which there's something to be said for it, but fucking at least grab the reins of your own life. Pretend you're steering a little bit sometimes, maybe, huh? Please? Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentle sirs, for the final act of this shit show of a trip to Nightmare Island. Yes, Nightmare Island. I hated it, and I stayed for all 3 days. Opie says, the whole day I'm being very short. He had apologized for the way he acted the day before, but I just wasn't feeling him or this situation at all.
What you say? That you only meant well.
There's tension all day, but he says his friends are going out that night and we could meet up with them in Bar Hop. I thought it'd be fun to meet some new friends that are my age, so I said, screw it. Might as well. I'm already here. I'll get drunk tonight, leave first thing in the morning, easy peasy. Then I can forget this whole trip ever happened, block Darren, and never see him again. Well, damn. We got this all planned out in advance, don't we? Wouldn't the humane thing be to just tell him I'm not having a good time? I think I'm going to go home now. But no, if we do the ghosting thing, it's much more mysterious. I still get to keep the power in some weird way. I don't like OP's vibe much, but okay, fine. We meet up with a few of his guy friends, and they actually seem pretty chill and normal. Completely different from this weird dude that I was with. Interaction with normal human beings! After almost 3 full days with Darren, this was a breath of fresh air. Are you gonna bang one of his friends? That would be hilarious. Like, if you really want to stick it to him. Don't do it, though. Please, have some self-respect for God's sake. But it would be kind of funny. I'm so torn. Anyway, we got to the first and only bar that we would end up going to. It was around 8 p.m. No turning back now. I start drinking and try to have a good time. I begin a conversation with one of his friends. He's quite chubby and charismatic, very eccentric type of dude that came from a small inner city. I like learning about people and their way of life. I'm genuinely interested in people's stories and background. I mean, I don't think I am. Like, sometimes I learn neat things, but there's just so much inane bullshit to sort through too, you know? We started a friendly conversation, talking about music and other things about his life. Darren keeps butting in and trying to argue any position that was the opposite of his friend. Oh man, she is gonna bang the chubby dude. I love it. This is what fat boys got an advantage. They have to be like innately sort of funny. It's a superpower. Although from the way that she talks about it, I don't think she considered him as a romantic option. Because he's chubby. He's creepy if he's chubby. Well, he's not bald, so I guess that keeps it from going full creep mode. But give it another decade. He's gonna have a chrome dome up top and the girls are all gonna be like, oh my god, he'll never be redeemable. OP says, I don't know if Darren was arguing to try and impress me or just generally be argumentative. Or both. But he clearly didn't like that I was giving someone else attention. I ignored his childish antics and tried to have a good time. After about 20 minutes, I noticed that Darren had got up, presumably to go to the restroom, and never returned. Well, that's easy. His friend noticed too and said, hey, where did Darren go? And we up to leave and try and look for him, and I text him saying, where are you? After a few moments, I get the most crazy text back. I put all your bags outside. You can sleep in my friend's room tonight since you want to fuck him so bad. That was the last straw. I lost it. He's got such insecurities and like anger inside of himself. He can't figure out that that's the reason why you spent so long being angry at the world that you never did any work on yourself. It was all external. Blame, 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 and it'll never come back on me. Well, here it is. Here it is. I hope OP lights something of his on fire. That would be a nice climactic ending to all this. So I stormed back to the house and went up to his room. I didn't care about being sneaky anymore. Screw him! I burst into the room and he was sitting there with a surprised expression. I didn't think you'd... I'd cut him off. Where's my shit? Huh? Where's my fucking shit? Get it right now! He starts to argue with me. Oh, you were talking to my friend and not paying any attention to me? Get my shit right now! I'm yelling at this point. He leaves the room and grabs my stuff. This bitch really put my LV bag, a bag that I worked so hard to pay for, that had all my belongings as well as my purse with debit cards and cash inside of it, out on the street. I just brought an ID and debit card to the bar. I'm floored. Pretty floored, too, that you got caught up in paying for an LV bag. It's hilarious. I start to argue, then I stop, and I have an epiphany. Why am I wasting my breath on this dude? I don't plan on ever seeing him again. We're definitely not together. I regain my composure. I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm getting a room. I hop on my phone and go on Hotwire, and the cheapest room is $230 for the night. I really don't have any extra money in my budget to spend on the $230 room for one night, but fuck it. I mean, it's not any worse an investment than the LV bag, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm stuck on this island, and if there's one thing for certain, I'm not staying with Darren. I cut my losses, charge it to the game, and hit book. Yeah, the game's got a fucking high price, I'll tell you that much. I grab all my stuff and start walking to the hotel. I have to walk fast because it's 10 p.m. and check-in ended half an hour ago. The hotel receptionist called my phone to make sure I was coming, and I didn't want to keep her any longer. It's not her fault I'm stuck on this stupid island with some creep. I start speed walking with all my bags, and Darren starts chasing me. What? You're really gonna leave? Please don't, I'm begging you. Please give me another chance. Dude, he's gonna smother you tonight. You need to go. He pleads, please just stop and talk to me. Come back with me, please. And the whole time I'm speed walking, just looking forward. Fuck you, I say. Leave me alone. I don't like you. I don't fuck with you. I don't want to talk to you. Stop following me. People on the street start to intervene. Hey, buddy, leave her alone. She doesn't want to talk to you. Do you need help, miss? He sounds pathetic at this point. COP, people think I'm harassing you. Stop and talk to me. I tell them I'm not bothering you. I say nothing and keep walking.
What you say?
See, this is the non-interventionist way to get out, right? I don't actually need to say it. I don't owe you my time or attention. Wow, what a revelation. I can just fucking leave? Okay, I'm gonna do that then. He stops a few times and acts like he's done following me. Then once he realizes I really don't care, he jogs to catch up again. I finally make it to the hotel about a half-mile away. I go in and speak to the receptionist to get my key. Darren follows me to the room. Oh no. Tell the receptionist, I'm not with him. I need do you have security here? Fucking hold him here. I don't want him to know where my room is, okay? He's a weirdo. You might need to call the police. OP points out, it's an open hotel. The rooms go to the outside, not in a building. Oh, so a motel then. I'm pretty sure that's a motel setup. But it's fancier if we say hotel. I took my LV bag and I went to a hotel. Yeah, it's a Motel 6, bitch. Still, you pay $230. That's crazy. OP says, Darren then tries to block me from going into my room. The room is paid for, buddy. I'm not coming back with you, and you're not staying here. He begs me again to talk, and I say, fine, for 1 minute. I get in the room and think, damn, this place pretty nice. Too bad I didn't get it earlier. I guess for $230 a night, it better be pretty nice, huh? I still think you're a sucker for all that. One born every minute, let me tell you. He keeps going on, and truly, I honestly do not care. I couldn't give two fucks about this dude or anything he has to say. Then I tell him about myself. I tell him he's shitty and clingy and overly emotional, and I want absolutely nothing to do with him. I say he's a messed up human being for how he's treated me since the moment I stepped foot on the island, and I never want to see him again. I tell him to grow up. I tell him he's immature and he doesn't have a shot in hell with me. He tries to give me money for the hotel room if I come back with him. I say, that's not gonna happen. He then leaves the money on the couch and goes to walk out, thinking I was gonna try and stop him. Okay, good. Bye. Once he realizes I don't care and am not going to chase after him, he comes back to the couch and snatches the money. That was his last ploy. I got this $200 if you leave it here because I'm such a big person. Actually, I'm gonna take it back with me. Oh, it's adorable. Oh, that's real great, I snap. Honestly, it felt like it was the least he could have done by paying for this room for how he's treated me, but whatever. At the same time, I had ignored the obvious signs, and I'd already cut my losses, so whatever. Just leave, I say. OP really wanted that money bad too, huh? I thought I'd be above it. I'm like, whatever. I got all this nice shit for myself for the next 8 hours. I gotta check out at 11 a.m. It's a pain in the ass, but that means this costing me $3 a minute. Let's get it together. I didn't do the math. Finally, after a couple hours of him going on and on about how he's a really great person, going from being remorseful to being a complete asshole and back again, all in circles, he leaves. God damn, that was... What the hell just happened? I guess we're all just glad it's over after a certain point. He was literally just talking to himself for hours, and I wasn't even paying attention to a damn word that left his lips, just scrolling through my social media. The thing about me is, I care deeply about people, even strangers, but once I don't care, I really don't care. Are you a Pisces, by chance? I locked the deadbolt behind him. I was worried for a while that he would try and come back. Finally, I get some sleep. I decided I'd take the first 7 a.m. ferry out of there and never look back. Yeah, now you can't even go back to that bar no more where he's a bouncer. That's too bad. I really like the keychain trinkets here on Nightmare Island. But oh well, I guess I'll have to order them direct from China from now on. So I wake up and grab my stuff and head to the coffee shop right off the bay. I try to enjoy the last few moments there, catch a cab to the docks, and take my ferry ride back to my car. The sun was still low on the horizon, and the ferry ride was beautiful, albeit a little chilly, truly showing that after every dark night, there will be a bright day to follow. Yeah, that's a good fucking moral lesson to take away from this. If you make stupid decisions, probably it's gonna turn out okay. Sure, I got rocks thrown at me and was almost smothered in my sleep 2 or 3 times, but I got a cool ferry ride out of it, so I don't know, you know? Shit in one hand and dreams in the other, and you see which one fills up first. OP says for about a week after, we would argue about the money for the room over text. You're so dumb. Just let it go, okay? This is what experience costs sometimes. Keep in mind, I never asked for the money. He just kept saying he felt so bad and he's gonna send me money if I give him my PayPal. So I would, and then he'd go back on his word, and that's what pissed me off the most, really. Don't say something if you're not gonna do it. He just wanted to keep talking to me. Tired of the back and forth, I text him, you know what? I don't even want your money. Bye. And I blocked his number. I felt a sense of relief, and in the coming months, he became a distant memory. Aw. So we can close the book, right? No! Until last week, around Thanksgiving. I wake up to a PayPal notification from a name I didn't recognize. He went by a nickname that was completely unrelated to his actual name. Yeah, my friends call me Blaze, but really your name's Clarence. Mind you, I virtually forgot all about the money for the room at this point. I emailed the sender and asked who they were, and lo and behold, it was D. He sent me less than half the amount of money for the room and emailed me back saying he missed me. I emailed him back just saying thanks. He emailed me quite a few times since then, telling me he's coming to my city and wants to try again with me, and that he'll never treat anyone as horrible as he did me. He learned so much from me, and I was such an awesome person, and blah, blah, blah. Tried to add me on social media, too. Luckily, they're all on private. I never answered any of his other emails. Oh, I almost forgot. He's now resorted to sending me $1 at a time on PayPal to try and get my attention. I thought that was kind of funny. That is insane people behavior. You're going to pay $1 to this person and you're going to pay $1 in fees. You're an idiot. By the way, check out my PayPal in the description if you want to donate maybe. Another fun way to donate is the Gubbins Gotcha Discord bot. You can like pull these fun little Gubbins Gotcha cards. I just added backgrounds to them and shit. They're looking so nice. Upgrading it all the time, getting it ready for Google Play. I am approved as a developer now. I'll be looking for play testers. 20 people need to keep the app installed, either Gubbins Gotcha or Did I, which are the two apps that I recently built. 20 people need to keep them installed for 2 weeks. So if you're willing to do that for me, let me know. I'll also send out a blast to patrons and stuff when it's all ready. Whatever, anyway. That, my dear readers, is where this story comes to an end. Stranded on a nightmare island, as it were. But hey, at least now I got a story to tell you. Yeah, I guess. And I definitely learned a few valuable lessons about trusting my instincts and not messing with someone I don't know. I hope other people can learn from my mistakes as well. Edit, formatting, paragraph breaks, etc. Yeah. Super interesting story, OP. I think most people would have the common sense to not end up in this situation. And the second somebody throws a literal rock at you just for being talked to by somebody, then maybe it's time to escape, you know? But I am glad you got out of it, you know, relatively unscathed physically. The mental scars, I understand they'll last forever, but that's all part of our human being defense mechanisms, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know if the Gubbinses are going to roast Darren or OP. Probably they're going to go after Darren. Maybe I should tell them to go after OP. I think I'm just going to see. We'll see what they have to say. Go ahead, boys.
He throw rock at you? He not mean. He penguin. Penguin give pebble to mate. He just confused and use artillery logic. If she like pebble, she love boulder to face. And the bugs in room? That not filth. That biodiversity. He running nature preserve in bedroom. Very eco-friendly. Then he send dollar on PayPal like he tipping streamer. He think if he donate enough, he unlock not a creep achievement. Spoiler, he not have enough money. Gubbins.
So good Gubbins. On so many levels. Yes.
He throws stones because violence is the only language his insecurity can speak when control slips through his fingers.
Real?
He is now just a ghost in your transaction history, paying a recurring fee for the memory of the time he almost trapped someone with a future. Dark Gubbins.
Jeez, that is so good too. I might want to tie it up, but honestly, Gubbins has been the most on point. The new double plus absurd Gubbins is he's off the chains, dude. Check out Gubbins Gotcha for real. Congratulations, boy. You are the winner today. Oh, yeah. Gub. Beautifully done, son. Glad to see our boy back in form, I'll tell you what. Dark Gubbins still killing it too. Like, now we need to buff Dark Gubbins more. I really like just refining them to a razor's edge, and they're getting there. They're getting there, friends. And so are you, and so am I, and so is everybody, probably. As long as you did your best today, that's what's most importantly. Sign up on the Patreon, the YouTube memberships. I plugged a whole bunch of stuff, fourth wall programming things. What did I miss? Oh, iTunes and Spotify. We're on podcast services everywhere, so please visit us there. Leave a 5-star review if you'd be so kind. And with all that said, friends, I want you to remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for calling ReddX Industries. Your call is very important to us. Please hold on the line while we decontaminate the lab.